Gen friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues. Imagine, I didn't know that Ro Khanna's great-grandfather was a freedom fighter and he fought along with Lala Lajpat Rai. ISI wants to do all of that, which is why ISI has got no time or no energy or no brain or no intelligence in actually trying to stop the TTP or ISKP. Gen friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. A very, very happy Independence Day to all our viewers. From team the Chanakya Dialogues, we wish you a fantastic Independence Day, and today is the time when we must remember those who gave up not just their comforts, not just their families, not just their homes, but on many occasions, their lives. Our Naman to all our freedom fighters, those who gave us independence. Today we celebrate and we live in India, a free India, because of them. We must also remember the soldier, because independence is not a one-time occasion. Independence is not about just, 15th of August, 1947. A soldier is on duty, a soldier is taking a bullet on his chest. He has also left his family, he has also left all his comforts, so that we can keep on celebrating Independence Day time and again. A huge salute, a huge naman to our soldiers. Jai Hind to all of them. Thank you so much for protecting our borders and thank you for your service. Now, one thing that Prime Minister Modi said in his speech, from the Red Fort, and this was his 10th speech, and Prime Minister Modi said a lot of things. I'll just cover basics, but one thing he said really struck out. He said, India has been enslaved for 1,000 years. That is what he said. India has been enslaved for 1,000 years. And he says, from now till the next 1,000 years is India's time. Imagine the width and scope of that man's thinking and his vision. So he's trying to present 2 millennia. One in which India was enslaved. First by the Mughals and the Tughlaqs, etc., and the Khiljis and the Aybaks and whoever came before that. And then the British. After that, India became free. And now, in the Amrit Kal, India is taking off on another trajectory altogether. And he said that, this is India's time, and for the next 1,000 years, this is going to define how India is going to be. And hats off to the Prime Minister's vision, hats off to the Prime Minister's sense of both history and sense of future. He said a lot of other stuff, a lot of other things. He spoke about the armed forces and he spoke about how there is a 360-degree change. And let me amplify a couple of things. Let me try and decipher and sort of analyze a couple of things. First of all, I think he spoke about a younger army. He meant the Agniveer scheme because that immediately makes the army younger. Of course, it will take a decade or so before it actually starts, actually showing the results that they want to see. But it makes, for a younger army, Navy and the Air Force, also the Prime Minister spoke about new weapons, new equipment that have come in. And true, ever since Prime Minister Modi has come in, there has been a deluge of equipment here. I've never seen in my life such kind of military hardware coming into India. Also, I've never seen, the Ordnance Factory Board getting so professional that now they're behaving like a corporate organization. There was a time when, I visited a few years back, 4 years back, I visited the Ordnance Factory Board headquarters in Kolkata. I had to meet the chairman and interview the chairman. And on the gate, I saw these red flags waving, these Communist Party type red flags, Mazdoor Ekta variety. And I asked the gentleman with me, I said, sir, why are they protesting? And he says, I don't know. Ever since I've joined Ordnance Factory Board, these guys have been protesting. They've always been like that. I said, what do you mean they've always been? Yeah, they've always been like that. They're always protesting for something or the other. They are on a perpetual cycle of protest. They do no work. They just protest. He was talking about the union people, not the workers per se. He's saying our workers are very good, but there is so much of political pressure from the unions. Now, what has happened is that the Ordnance Factory Board is broken up into 7 different companies. And each company has been told that you have export targets. Don't just depend upon Indian Armed Forces as a market. You have to get business from outside also. You're a company. If you do not perform, you will be shut down like any other company. So now those guys are also performing, and Ordnance Factory Board always had excellent people. I've personally met the youngsters there, the engineers who work for the Ordnance Factory Board, brilliant guys. But the problem is when you have so much of bureaucracy, how does a person function? It's impossible for a person to function. They say armed forces are, Fajis, they talk about us and say we are very efficient. One of the reasons why we are so efficient, when I say we, I mean the armed forces, we are so efficient is that our ecosystem is efficient. Our ecosystem in the armed forces, the Army, Navy and Air Force, it is primed, it is constructed in a way that breeds efficiency every second of every minute of every hour of every day. That's how it is hardwired. And there is no choice but to be efficient and but to be great at your job. There is no other way. That is how mentally we have been structured and our jobs have been structured. So this is the kind of change that he's trying to bring about. Also the fact, which was unsaid in his speech, but which I think has really happened, is military diplomacy here. See, the service chiefs, the Army, Navy and Air Force chiefs have always been going abroad and meeting people. So this is not something that has happened during Prime Minister Modi's time. I'm not saying that. What I am trying to say is that this has significantly increased. Significantly increased. The Army chief going there, the Navy chief going there, Air Force chief. And, actually, military diplomacy, military to military, this has increased tenfold. Also, whenever you see from a national security perspective, because the armed forces are part of the national security framework, and it brings me great joy. I personally, as a soldier, feel very happy when I see, when Prime Minister Modi goes out. Of course, there is Dr. S. Jaishankar, because he is the External Affairs Minister and he's the person who controls and runs Indian diplomacy. So he's the boss as far as diplomacy is concerned. But there is also Mr. Ajit Doval, the Honorable NSA. He's also there. And he's also defining Indian national security and global security policy along with diplomacy. So this is like a double-barreled gun with both barrels firing, which is why it is twice as effective. I would say 10 times, 100 times more effective. I've never seen it this effective ever in my life. That's a fact. Now, another thing is that, Khalistanis had petitioned Congressman Ro Khanna. They had petitioned Congressman Ro Khanna. He's of Indian descent, and they had said that when you go to India for 15th of August, tell Prime Minister Modi that, stop coming down so harshly on people who are Khalistani supporters and all that. And, Gurpatan Singh Pannu, that clown of Sikhs for Justice, that organization that has got nothing to do with Sikhs. They just took a brand name, because I believe that Sikhs are a brand name. When you say Sikh, you think about valor, you think about sacrifice, you think about courage, you think about hospitality, you think about large-heartedness. So these people are brand thieves, Khalistanis. They've stolen a brand and they're using the Sikh brand. Anyway, Sikhs for Justice is the organization with the clown runs. And what he did was, he said that, okay, all right, Ro Khanna, I'm writing an open letter and this is what you must say. The first thing that Ro Khanna said when he landed in India and he was here for 15th of August, which is today, the first thing he said was he remembered his great-grandfather who fought for the freedom of India along with Lala Lajpat Rai. Can you imagine? I didn't know. I didn't know that Ro Khanna's great-grandfather was a freedom fighter and he fought along with Lala Lajpat Rai. So friends, we've heard about Lal Bal Pal. And suddenly Ro Khanna says that my great-grandfather fought along with such an icon. It was such a pleasant surprise, and I was very, very pleased when I heard that. He also said about this whole thing about referendum is absolute nonsense, and Punjab is a part of India, and there is that debate is no longer a debate at all. Actually, there is no debate as far as that is concerned. And he also said that India and US stand together. So Pannu's plan failed. Pannu was trying to whip up some sort of crazy sentiment, and Pannu's plan failed. So this is what happened. In Pakistan, across a very sad thing, but it's sad and funny at the same time. These Pakistanis, I don't know how to explain to them. Boss, don't do this, Don't do this nonsense. They felt very happy on 14th of August. In fact, a Pakistani was trolling me. And this bunch of these guys, they keep on trolling me because I troll them. I troll their country, I never troll them. They always say, Pakistan was invented on 14th of August 1946. Invented? A country is discovered. I've heard of countries being discovered. I've heard of countries becoming independent. I've never heard of a country being invented for some reason. This must be Lahori English. So Pakistan, my country was invented on 14th. I said, oh, God bless you. What a wonderful invention. be happy. So, all these Pakistanis and all, they started saying that, we are very happy. In their happiness, what these clowns did was they started firing guns in the air. And they killed 2 Pakistanis. They killed their own countrymen. And they wounded 85. So what kind of happiness is this where people are getting killed? They killed their own people, by the way, Pakistanis. It's not like they're fighting across the border and harming Indians. No, they shot themselves because they're feeling damn happy. Or they shot the next guy because they're feeling very happy. And 85 of Pakistanis, they injured. All right. And in another news, General Asim Munir, Chief of Army Staff of the Pakistani Army, you know what he says yesterday? I don't know what is wrong with this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, I swear I don't know what's wrong with this guy. He is supposed to be Chief of Army Staff of the Pakistan Army, yeah? For God's sake, Chief of Army Staff of the Pakistan Army. And this guy actually says that, he says that, we will respond to anybody who threatens Pakistan. And I didn't know how to respond to that Pakistani army chief's statement, because he's certainly not defending Pakistan. He's only giving press conferences. Yeah, there's something mentally wrong with this guy. I should not say it as a very senior officer and they are to be respected. Even if it's an enemy army, I would never say this, but there is something mentally wrong with Asim Munir. Every day his soldiers are dying. Every day the Baloch, they're killing Chinese, they're attacking, the TTP is attacking Pakistani citizens, even though they may be from the army or the police or the paramilitary or the levies or Pakistan Rangers, whatever. Uniformed personnel of Pakistan are getting killed. Every single day there are attacks, every single day in Pakistan. And this guy, all he does is press conferences, yeah. He said, if anybody looks at Pakistan, we'll give him a befitting response. Oh, Baba, who has stopped you? Please give a befitting response. I am requesting you, please give it. But no, this man will get out of his house in Rawalpindi, go give a press conference, come back. He's become like another Imran Khan. Imran Khan was also doing that, Imran Khan never did any work when he was Prime Minister, except for some income scheme or some nonsense he started, or some health scheme he started, some small idly-piddly thing. But Imran Khan did nothing. All he did was press conferences. Every single day he was sitting in front of some foreign guy or some domestic and giving press conferences. Even now he's in jail, but before this also Imran Khan, every single day he was in front of YouTube. When people refused to interview him, TV channels, when they were told not to interview him, this guy started on YouTube and he started saying, no, I'm this and I'm that and I'll do this. Mentally deranged or something like that. Something wrong with him. Similarly, Asim Munir, I had respect for this guy. I said, okay, he's a professional soldier. We may agree to disagree and he may be from the enemy army, but I would like to tell General Asim Munir, General, there are terrorists who are killing your Pakistanis every day. Please do something about that. Your ISI is sleeping. ISI, Pakistanis say, everybody says in Pakistan, I'm talking about Pakistanis here by the way, ISI is the world's #1 intelligence agency. Alright? The Pakistani army is the #1, they say. For ISI also they say it's #1. Oh Baba, how come the ISI is never able to know about the TTP attacking Pakistanis, yeah? Someone attacks a mosque. Let's not take any name. Someone attacks a mosque. All right? Some terrorist organization attacks them. More than 100 people died. TTP did not know, this ISI, I beg your pardon, did not know about that attack. ISI did not know about that attack. Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan goes, wipes out more than 120 people in Peshawar police lines. ISI doesn't know about it. #1 agency in the world. Recent attack, how many dozens killed? Yeah, dozens killed. ISI doesn't know. Islamic State says we killed. ISI doesn't know. Every day there are attacks on Pakistani posts. ISI says we don't know. And this is supposed to be #1 agency in the world. What's your job, yaar? Why are you taking salaries? Asim Munir sahab, please sack them. Your ISI guys are sleeping. I'll tell you what, this is what happens when an intelligence agency, does political engineering inside the country. Why is the ISI not able to predict? Its job is to predict attacks. There are metrics to predict attacks. They should be able to predict attacks and they should be able to stop these attacks. But they can only do that when they stop doing nonsense like, putting false cases on Imran Khan. Yeah? Some cases could be true, some could be false, but that's not your job. That's for the courts to decide, right? That's for the police to do. You do political engineering inside the country. You want to lift up people who speak against the regime. You want to silence people. You want to do Arshad Sharif-like operations in Kenya, right? You want to kill journalists. You want to disappear Imran Khan. ISI wants to do all of that, which is why ISI has got no time or no energy or no brain or no intelligence in actually trying to stop the TTP or ISKP. And Pakistanis say that, oh, it's number one, yeah, it's number one. It's number one. The Pakistani army is number one. ISI is number one. They keep on saying number one, number one. Of what use is your number one if they're not doing their jobs properly? This is my question to you. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you like this video. If you like this video, press like, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Once again, a very, very happy Independence Day to you and your families. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata ki Jai.